Bart deliberately rubbed his ears to make them red so he could avoid going to school. Marge took his temperature with a thermometer and confirmed he had a fever. To make sure Bart wasn't lying, Marge planned to take further action on his bottom. Lisa suggested that Bart probably couldn't keep up his act much longer. What Lisa didn't expect was that Marge's temperature check still showed a fever. Lisa asked Bart what he had actually done.
I don't want to talk about it.
The real reason Bart didn't want to go to school was that the teacher had sent home a complaint letter. A few days earlier, the teacher had assigned homework. Milhouse reminded Bart that the assignment was to build a model of an Indian church. Martin, the class genius, not only made a model that could move but also flattered the teacher at the end. Bart was the only one who hadn't done his homework. He was left searching through his desk for anything he could use, and the teacher scolded Bart for not turning in his homework. That's when he remembered he had to do it. For a child like Bart, the teacher decided to write a complaint letter. Bart offered to take the letter home, thinking he could bring it back to the teacher. Edna wasn't fooled by his offer. The teacher gave the letter to Martin to deliver. Bart tried to stop him, using all his tricks. However, a group of older kids blocked his way, and he could only watch as Martin dropped the letter into the mailbox. But there was one last chance for Bart. He could intercept the letter before it was sent. Unfortunately, the mailman, Willie, arrived just in time to deliver the letter right under Bart's nose. Bart decided to pretend to be sick and retrieve the letter when his parents weren't home, but Homer ended up finding the letter himself. After learning the truth, Homer was furious. Bart tried to explain that he had tried hard to prevent his parents from finding out.
A little!
Marge and Homer were called to the principal's office. When they saw the amount of homework their child had, Marge immediately felt that elementary school kids shouldn't be subjected to such torture. Homer asked the principal if parents were required to help with homework, and the principal said no. Satisfied with that answer, Homer firmly declared that Bart's homework load could be doubled. When they got home, Homer planned to celebrate by eating a piece of cake, but he realized that all the dishes in the dishwasher were clean. Not wanting to wash them by hand, Homer decided to dirty all the clean dishes so it wouldn't be a waste of the dishwasher. Marge still felt this approach was wrong. She believed the homework would only make Bart dislike learning even more, but Homer argued that no child enjoys learning, and that it was necessary to make them form good habits. He also declared that Bart couldn't watch TV until he finished his homework. Marge secretly told Bart that as long as he was happy, it was okay. This left Bart feeling conflicted, and he went to Lisa for advice. Lisa explained that in most situations, people's opinions are the same, and only in rare cases are there different views. That's when Bart realized, in this situation, he didn't need to listen to either parent. He just had to make them argue, and that would be his way out of homework. Lisa warned him that his actions would cause problems between their parents. Bart thought to himself that as long as he didn't have to do math, he didn't care if the world ended. Lisa told him that math was actually quite easy, so Bart started complaining to Marge as she passed by, saying his childhood had never been happy. Marge told him to go play outside, and that was exactly the trap Bart had set. Bart met up with Milhouse downstairs. Milhouse offered him a drink, but these pranks were old news to Bart. Bart figured out how to escalate their arguments. Not only could he get them to argue about his homework, but he could also get them to argue about what to eat when they went to the mall. Lisa knew this was all Bart's doing, causing trouble between Homer and Marge. And just like that, Homer and Marge entered a Cold War. Marge decided to talk to Flanders, and he told her a story about how he and his wife had once had a big argument before she passed away, and they never fully made up. Meanwhile, Homer was slacking off at work. He dreamed that he had run Marge over with his car, and woke up in a panic, feeling guilty. He realized he needed to apologize to her. The couple met at a crossroads, and both came to the realization that parenting shouldn't be solely their problem. From that moment, they decided Bart would have to take responsibility for himself. Homer and Marge made up, but Bart, hoping to cause trouble, tried to stir things up. However, Homer no longer cared. Bart thought he could get away with anything now, so he and Milhouse made plans to prank Principal Skinner. Skinner wasn't going to let them off the hook easily, but Milhouse had anticipated this. He had stumbled upon the old subway line in Springfield, and the two hid there. Bart and Milhouse then embarked on a subway adventure. The abandoned subway in Springfield was also unstable due to the area's geological structure, and as the subway passed, the buildings visibly shook.